presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
These are good problems to have, right? So much success that you have more than one place to be.
5-3, touchdown, Oregon.
Off a dribble, launches, and hits the three. Oregon leads.
What a great opportunity it is to be able to play at the University of Oregon.
I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of something like this.
She wants another three. Oh, three in a row.
Oregon is headed to the Super Regional.
Big Ten champions, your Oregon Ducks.
We are so privileged and so fortunate. We get to see all these young people. We get to see this incredible growth, which is what college is all about.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Award season continues. We'll have some ticketing updates for you with the Rose Bowl on the way. Also, an Oregon football schedule, not just in the early months of 2025, but now we have an entire football schedule in 2025. We've got that for you today. Mentioned award season continuing for both Oregon football and Oregon track and field cross country. Also, we'll talk with Dan Lanning a bit. We haven't heard from the head coach much after the win of the Big Ten. We'll talk with Coach Lanning. Also, Oregon Volleyball, as postseason is officially here for the Ducks. We're going to talk with Oregon Volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer. A great conversation, actually, that we talked with him earlier this week because the Ducks are in action at 12:30 tomorrow on ESPN2, Oregon Volleyball in the Sweet 16. We do have a football schedule, though. The Big Ten Conference announced the 2025 Oregon football schedule today. Autzen Stadium set to once again host 7 games throughout the regular season. Ducks open the 25 campaign at home against Montana State on August 30th before welcoming Oklahoma State to Eugene on September 6th. Then the Big Ten Conference schedule kicks off September 13th at Northwestern. The Ducks will then play a non-conference finale against in-state rival Oregon State on September 20th. A rematch of this year's Big Ten championship game between Oregon and Penn State in University Park will take place on September 27th. Then the Ducks will have their first bye week of the season before taking on Indiana at Autzen Stadium on October 11th. Rutgers on the road on October 18th. The Ducks will host Wisconsin on October 25th, and then the second bye week of the season for Oregon football. Trip to Iowa on November 8th kicks off the final month of the regular season, followed by back-to-back home games against Minnesota on November 15th and USC on the 22nd. Finally, the Ducks wrap up the season at Washington November 29th. Season ticket holders can renew for the 2025 season, and fans can submit 2025 season ticket deposits by visiting goducks.com/FBTix. Award season. Mateo Uiagalelei has been selected as one of 6 finalists for the 2024 Polynesian College Football Player of the Year Award. Mateo Uiagalelei has had a tremendous season. The Polynesian Football Hall of Fame announced it today, presented annually to the most outstanding college football player of Polynesian ancestry that epitomizes great ability and integrity. He is one of 6 finalists I mentioned, and Uiagalelei becomes the 6th finalist in program history, the first since Noah Sewell earned the honor in back-to-back years in 21 and 22. Oregon has had 2 winners of the Polynesian College Football Player of the Year Award, with Marcus Mariota winning the inaugural honor in 2014. Penei Sewell won in 2019. DeForest Buckner was a finalist in 2015. The winner will be announced on December 19th, my dad's birthday. The formal presentation of the award will be held at the 2025 Polynesian Football Hall of Fame celebration dinner in January. Uiagalelei has been one of the nation's premier pass rushers, a true sophomore, led the Big Ten with a career-high 10.5 sacks, also tied for 5th in the Big Ten with a team and career-high 12.5 tackles for loss. Also added 37 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, one of the better interceptions that you'll see. The Ducks have put together an impressive defensive front. Mateo Uiagalelei, a big reason why. Also, track and field, Solana Yildiz, a junior distance runner out of Turkey, business administration major, in case you were wondering, set the Oregon school record in the 3,000 meters, the Big Ten Track Athlete of the Week. Solana Yildiz, honored by the Big Ten here today. All right, Jason Harris is here. Get in here. Let's go. Come on. Get in. Comfortable chair. Comfortable chair today. I didn't, you don't need to always be over there on the side backdrop. Jason Harris is the Assistant Athletic Director of People in Venues, and he was actually just on a site visit at the Rose Bowl, and now he's been kind enough to come in and give us some ticketing updates. Jason, what's up, man?
Busy morning.
Is it?
Busy morning.
It's not the morning anymore.
I don't know at this point. It all feels the same.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. We just sold out of Rose Bowl tickets.
All right.
So it's so exciting.
Shout out to the fans.
It's gonna be it's great. We've never sold out this fast on our side. So it's gonna be great.
Cool.
So very, very excited on our side. We still have some tickets. Our season ticket holders and donors are able to go through and still get tickets for any future rounds.
Okay.
So if we were to make it to the Cotton Bowl, they can go on and secure those tickets. If we make a national championship game, they can go secure those tickets. But yeah, Rose Bowl tickets went extremely fast today. Great problem to have. I wish we had more so we could help out every season ticket holder and donor, but we just got sent the email out just a moment ago.
Wow. So we are live doing the show in the 1 o'clock hour. It's 1:06 and 16 seconds according to my clock, and Rose Bowl tickets from our allotment have sold out.
Yep,
All right.
We're done. Well, it's we'll see a lot of green, wear green game, and we'll get some information out to fans that got tickets from us. If not, fans can go to Ticketmaster.com and secure tickets.
Okay.
They won't be within our necessary allotment. But within our 12, we had about 12,000.
Okay.
Those went out.
So tell us now, what if a fan's watching this and it's like, darn, I didn't get, I didn't get it.
Yep.
Now what?
So, on our side, it's if they were planning on making it down, there'll still be tickets out there. Obviously, there'll be secondary tickets through Ticketmaster. Might cost a little bit more than they did on our side. Our tickets were between $205 and $330.
Okay.
So and our sections were, I think, sections 13 to 18.
Okay.
So if they're looking to sit around our sections, look for those sections on our side.
I hear 19's a good section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Sure. I hear 19's a great section.
It would actually obviously be the best. It's a 50-yard line
That's
section.
50-yard line section.
So
yeah.
there you go.
See?
On it.
I've been to the Rose Bowl once or twice.
I feel like you got it.
Yeah.
Come on over.
19's pretty good. Jason Harris with us. Anything else fans should know, though? I mean, what else?
No, we'll have that again. We'll have information that gets sent out to fans about if there's any pep rallies. Again, this one's a little different. I mean, as you're aware, it's not the traditional week-long Rose Bowl that we've been accustomed to. It'll be a very quick trip because hopefully there's future game and then a future game beyond that. So a quick trip, kind of like a pseudo away game, a little bit bigger of an away game. But very exciting on our side. Love the Rose Bowl. I mean, who does? I mean, the sunset over the Rose Bowl is so iconic.
It's great.
It's fantastic. So yeah, the site visit was great yesterday. The stadium's always nice. The weather was gorgeous. Mentally, I'm still there.
Yeah. I get it.
But the stadium, it's an older stadium, so fans hopefully are aware of the seats aren't necessarily
right.
You're not going to. Our next game at Cowboy Stadium, great seats, great stadium, newer stadium. But I think, it's kind of like the difference between McCourt and MK. Each one has their own nuances to it, and just kind of enjoy the nostalgic side of the Rose Bowl and the beauty of it.
So Ticketmaster, if you didn't get tickets, and look, they went fast, right? So let's just be honest about that.
This is the fastest we've had for a game selling out. And I mean, I've been fortunate to be here through some of our bigger games. The Rose Bowl game against Ohio State, and I guess 2009. Season 2010 Rose Bowl. They were available longer than this national championship game, maybe around the same. That was for against Auburn. So this is really quick. This is great. So hopefully fans maybe that weren't able to get Rose Bowl tickets can then maybe plan on going to Dallas if they aren't able to go to Pasadena. So that's my hope. I love to help as many season ticket holders as possible, but just the demand for the game, and especially because it's just an I-5 drive, makes it very, very desirable for a lot of our fans.
I get a lot of questions from fans about tickets. It seems like when you get to a big game like this, if it's Big Ten Championship or Rose Bowl. So maybe let's back up a second. And now for the fan that's maybe a new Oregon football fan, what's the process? How does this all work? Educate us.
Oh, it's been and it takes a village, just like it does for any one of us in the department. But Jeff and Laura on my staff are phenomenal, and it's been months in the works of planning on all our different scenarios. So we've had the Big Ten Championship game built for a month and a half just to get ready for it, and so fans could go on, and we had tickets on that side. we were obviously working on kind of two diverging plans on our result on the Big Ten championship game. If we weren't successful, then we'd have a CFP first round game here. So we had to build that out, get tickets ready for season ticket holders to renew. But then we also had to plan for if we won the game, which we did, which was great. And so now it's Rose Bowl, and then hopefully building on there. So it's really building out all these different scenarios, so we're ready to pivot as soon as possible. Just knowing that a lot of people's plans pivot around getting tickets. If they're not going to get tickets, then they don't want to get airfare, and then they don't want to get hotels. So we try to get information out as soon as possible. We'd like to get for fans to be able to select their tickets online because we'd like them to know
where
if they want
an
aisle seat, if they want to sit above the concourse, below the concourse. So we've done a really good job, but it really goes with Jeff and Laura, my staff, are really knocking the ball out of the park, and they've been fantastic, which just helps our fans get the information they need.
And today, the 2025 schedule announced.
Yeah.
If you missed it just a moment ago, rewind to the start of the show if you're able. But to that point, a benefit of being a season ticket holder, and GoDucks.com/FBTix if you want to get in on 2025 season tickets. Benefit of being a season ticket holder is you get the first crack at the tickets, and in this case, you had to be a season ticket holder to get them.
You had to be a season ticket holder. You had to have some priority points, which are maybe a little more information. Priority points are generated by tickets that you purchase from the University of Oregon for U of O sporting events and donations to the Deck Athletic Fund, and those kind of help build up a basic priority points, and that's how our pre-sales are slotted. So. For this game, we got through a majority of our we kind of had pre-sale time slots, but not all of them. I think we had 8 today, and we got through 6 of them. So there's definitely some that we not able to get tickets, but for the CFP game, if we hosted it, season ticket holders would get the first chance of securing their seats and getting additional seats. Yeah, season ticket holders had first chance for Ohio State tickets this year, single game. Next year we'll obviously have some big away games. Penn State, playing Northwestern Chicago I think is going to be a draw for a lot of our fans, and then obviously Wisconsin's going to be a big home game. So yeah, season ticket holders have first crack at anything that we do. Hopefully we can get through all of them because we want everyone to get a bite of the apple, but sometimes not possible.
And if I could just put on the fan hat for a second, the reason for this is because those are the ones that make this whole thing go, right? The ones that give consistently and are consistently at venues, right? They should be the ones that get to go support on the road.
No doubt about it. It's Rob Owens has been on the show, and he stated that the revenue we get from football helps support all of our student athletes across the board. And so it's weight on that side, but a football season ticket is getting first crack to tickets for football events, home, away, and postseason. So that's kind of what we have everything weighted towards, and so it's a great benefit that we have on that side. Love the support. There's definitely some other groups today. I know there'll be some season ticket holders that are probably not happy they weren't able to get Rose Bowl tickets. But the alumni station, we were planning on having a pre-sale for UOA members. We won't have any on that side. We're planning on having some tickets available for the public, and there's some people in the Southern California region. There's definitely some probably some people with some sad shoulders today, but on our side, more often than not, season ticket holders are able to get pre-sale tickets, as they still can for a Cotton or a national championship game.
Yeah. So still more to come, and more things to build out on your side for the inevitables.
A lot more. The game's still weeks away, but we'll start fine-tuning everything on our side, get information out. We want fans to be able to get their tickets, download their tickets ahead of the game, know about any pregame activities, festivities, the Rose Bowl parade. So there's a lot of things for us to get information out to fans to have tickets for not only this event, but then future ones as well.
So I know you're in the middle of ticketing right now, but 2025 season tickets, how's it going?
Great. Renewals are out now, so people were able to renew starting about 3.5 weeks ago, and then fans can go to GoDucks.com/FBTix if they want to secure a donation for season tickets, should we have them. This last year we sold out of season tickets, and so if we renew at 100%, then we won't have any season tickets we can sell, but there's usually some that don't renew for whatever reason. So submitting a deposit gives you first line to get new season tickets in out to next year, and then our deadline is January 31st of 2025. So if you're looking for spend a deposit or your renewal, basically make sure you get them in by the 31st of January.
He's Jason Harris, the Assistant Athletic Director of People in Venues. Thanks for getting people into the venue.
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. And You okay? Like, you need to take a breather?
Oh, well, it's been a day, but yeah, go home and maybe have an adult beverage.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's gonna be Groundhog Day, and yeah, we'll see. But it's a great problem to have. I even all these different chaos, all these different scenarios we're playing out, would not trade it for anything in the world. Yeah. It's a blessed situation we're in to have this and the fan support, and very excited for it.
It's always a good thing when you have a lot of logistics to deal with at this time of year.
Very much so. There's certain people that are like, oh, we're not even in a bowl game. We're not bowl eligible. I'm like, well, sometimes you're a little lucky, but for the state of the state and Lake County and university, it's a great problem to have, and we'll take it every day and twice on Sunday.
Well said. Jason Harris, Assistant Athletic Director, Ticket Sales and Service, People in Venues. We're going to get a timeout, come back. Let's hear a little bit from Dan Lanning talking about the Rose Bowl that we were just talking about on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Oh, all good things. Back in the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. We're just talking more with Jason. So the way that it works, a little inside the operation, there's a site visit that occurs for games like the Rose Bowl. And Jason was on that group that traveled yesterday. That's why we had him on the show today. So here we are. The allotment for University of Oregon tickets is sold out. And that's the way that it is with every team, right? Like every team gets the same amount, and sometimes teams will give some back. We'll see what happens with Ohio State and Tennessee fans. I got to think Tennessee fans would be pretty excited to go to the Rose Bowl, right? Ohio State fans have been there once or twice, but it never gets old going to the Rose Bowl. There's just nothing like it. Great updates, though, and I really appreciate Jason taking the time. Now we're going to hear a little bit from Dan Lanning. We've had so much I want to say so many different adjectives. We have really lived in the Big Ten championship the last couple days. Well, Coach Lanning also did a press conference previewing the Rose Bowl. Now, it's a little funky because the Ducks don't know who they're playing yet. So some bigger picture questions for Coach Lanning, and it's the first time this week we've been able to play it for you. Coach Lanning talking Rose Bowl here.
Yeah, we couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of this game. You know, growing up or being on this side of the country, not necessarily growing up, being on this side of the country, this is a game you dream of the opportunity to coach in. And this is one of these games. This is one of the ones that I haven't got to do yet. So it's certainly a thrill for me. Obviously, a big fan of our program and influence in our program is Phil Knight. And, Phil has always told me his number one goal is, can we get to the Rose Bowl? So I'm extremely ecstatic that our team gets to be a part of such a historic game, the granddaddy of them all. So this will be a fun one for us. And I know our players are looking forward to preparing for that moment to get out on that field.
Can you talk about just the strength of the Big Ten with 4 teams in there, 4 top 10 seeds? Obviously, you guys is the number 1. I mean, how impressed have you been with that league, and how strong has it been?
Yeah, it's a great league. And, that's part of the allure for us getting the opportunity to join this league. I think we've obviously only enhanced the league, but it's got a storied tradition. It's one that we're really excited to be a part of. We've been in some tough battles this year because of the games that we've got to play. I think this is a conference that's certainly very deserving of having as many teams as possible represented in the college football playoffs. So glad that our conference is getting that opportunity.
And you always talk about going back to the doctor. I'm curious what this week is going to be like from a team perspective and making sure you're ready for a game in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us the opportunity to have a little bit of recovery time, but we're definitely, still grading our film just like always, evaluating where we can improve. So there'll be a lot of good on good opportunities early on for us in practice before we start really looking at future opponents, trying to figure out what things have hurt us this season and what we can attack. We'll almost utilize the coming weeks kind of like a bye week from that standpoint of evaluating our strengths, kind of creating an awareness of where we're at and then figuring out what our weaknesses are and where we can improve.
For you, there's been a lot of storylines from various players in your program. Kenyon Sadiq is one of those players. Can you talk a little bit about just what he means to this program, what he means to you, and how special he is to this team as you guys prepare for the upcoming Rose Bowl?
Yeah, right before the game yesterday, I remember in stretch lines, I went up to Kenyon and said, I feel like this is about to be a coming out party for you. And he said, no doubt. And after that game, I think everybody got to see the same things we get to see every day in practice from him. The improvement of him as a player and how he's continued to get better, but also the special talent that he has. And he's part of a really good tight end room. He's got a great position coach in Drew Maringer that gets him prepared every single week. But I'm really proud of what Kenyon's been able to do for our team and how much he means to our team, but obviously made some big plays in that game for us last night.
Last week, you talked about how you felt like this program, they're not behind. They're not necessarily ahead of the curve. They're exactly where they need to be. And just in regards to when you look at the maturity level, in particular the offensive line, how much have they progressed in your time that you've been here? And how kind of symbiotic has it been, and how has their communication and execution and preparation really kind of filtered throughout the rest of the team?
Yeah, there's been a lot of moving parts on our O-line, throughout the year based on injuries and other things that have occurred. And I'm just really proud of that group's growth. They do an unbelievable job. I think on almost any team, the offensive line is usually the tightest unit. They're really close. They rarely get any praise, and they certainly deserve a lot of praise. And our offensive line is no different. These guys work really hard to go out there and give their best effort and put the best product on the field that they possibly can. And they've done it with different people in the lineup, which I think is really impressive. And certainly kudos to them for the work that they've put in.
Do you feel after last night's game and with 3 weeks to prepare, do you feel that Penn State put a lot on tape because they had nearly 300 rushing yards last night? And does that give someone the ability to kind of game plan for you guys with as much time and with you guys not having the chance to get in game action?
Well, I don't know how much the game action piece matters, but I think that they certainly put some things on tape that we should expect to see, moving forward. So that's part of what we get to attack the next few weeks here in the coming weeks of, hey, how can we defend that better? What can we do a better job of? And I know that's what we'll be attacking for sure.
Dan, I know you touched on this earlier with the selection show, but with more time to react to the draw as the 1 seed and being the only team in the quarters to have a potential rematch from the regular season, your thoughts on your draw and being in that position as the 1 seed?
Yeah, same thing. What an opportunity for us. I'm excited about, getting the opportunity to compete in the Rose Bowl, and I think that regardless, the end all goal, you're going to get to play some unbelievable teams in that process. So I'm excited that we get to go play against great competition. That's what, playoff moments are about.
Along the lines of what Coach Saban asked you earlier this morning, other than focusing on your own team, how do you prepare to face two opponents over the next 2 weeks? And how much of an advantage is it to have the extra 2 weeks of preparation while your future opponent is focused on the first round game?
I think the real advantage is giving your guys an opportunity to get some rest and recovery, in a really long season. You talk about playing 13 games, that's a long season. So there's an advantage there for sure. And certainly an advantage getting an opportunity to know who you're going to play. You don't know which team, but it's a little bit more like NFL football, right? Where you get an opportunity to prepare for both, have a great plan for both, and then be in position to be able to execute that when you get to that point.
Dan, tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of Dylan committing to this program for this season. Going back a year and what this week will be for him potentially, what did you think at the time in terms of bringing him in and the position that you could be in at this time, and how y'all are obviously meeting that potential?
Yeah, I didn't know we keep track of anniversary dates for commitments, but I'll say this, obviously our vision somewhat played out. A lot of time you talk about a vision and what you hope that things, might become. And right now I'd say proof's in the pudding with Dylan. Like, he's done an unbelievable job leading our team this year. It's no longer a vision, it's a reality. And I think a lot of times, your thoughts, create your intentions, and your intentions create a reality. And Dylan's done an unbelievable job of that.
You probably didn't see, but the Big 12 title game, there was a targeting call. When you see targeting calls like that, throughout the season, especially on quarterbacks, how do you and your staff kind of work through scenarios and to how the quarterback can either protect themselves or, calls or just anything that can possibly be done? Because obviously, quarterbacks are going to get hit. DBs are going to have their strike zones. How do you kind of work through that scenario? Similar to when you were kind of working through scenario, the Ohio State game calls you made. How has your staff kind of worked on that throughout the season?
Give me a little bit more context for your question here. Like, what scenario exactly? Our quarterback goes down, the next quarterback up, or what's the question?
So, like, for example, the quarterback for Iowa State, he got hit.
Right.
It looked like a clean hit for the Arizona DB. He hit him, but it was like right below his chin. So they reviewed it and they said it's targeting, you're ejected. Obviously, quarterbacks didn't get hit, but when that situation plays out, what do you tell your defense on how to necessarily work that strike zone? And for the quarterback, how do you kind of help them work through scenarios to where, like, hey, watch out for that big blindside hit, maybe potentially, to kind of just, because obviously targeting, it's kind of a moving scale how they call it, but how have you kind of worked on scenarios to stay ahead of that?
Well, I mean, you kind of said it on both sides. You want to hit in the strike zone defensively, don't hit in the head or neck area. So we try to train hitting in the strike zone, and then offensively we make sure we teach our quarterback where his hot's at, right? And if there's somebody unblocked, he has to be aware of that.
Dan Lanning, Oregon football head coach, brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Better cancer care close to home. Heard from Jason Harris, our assistant athletic director of ticket sales and service. Rose Bowl tickets are sold out. University of Oregon allotment went quick thanks to the season ticket holders and donors that made it happen. Hope to see a lot of fans at the Rose Bowl coming up on New Year's Day. Also hope to see a lot of fans supporting Oregon volleyball tomorrow. Sweet 16 against Pittsburgh. Ducks taking on the number 1 seed in Pitt. We'll talk with the head coach, Matt Ulmer, when we return here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey, Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack with you here in the Country Financial Studio. Oregon Volleyball is on the road Thursday, 12:30 start time on ESPN2. Sweet 16, Oregon Volleyball against Pittsburgh. Before they took off for Pitt, we talked with Oregon Volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer, and as we usually do, had a little bit of fun.
Hey.
Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach, is here. Okay, behind the broadcast.
Hey.
We're going to do that?
Well,
you just said that the best interview that you ever had was last week.
Yeah.
He did say that, not on the air, so I'm making sure that the record shows
but
that he said
why
that.
wouldn't we still shake hands, even though I said that?
That was insulting.
What does that mean to you?
It was insulting.
Why?
The best interview you've ever done was when I wasn't here.
But
I'm
doesn't
hurt.
that mean that you're
I'm hurt.
Doesn't that mean, though, that
hurt.
you're a great teacher and mentor?
No.
Isn't that what it means?
Ryan would never say that out loud.
He doesn't have to. I just did.
I'm hurt.
Congratulations.
I'm
That's
hurt.
the whole thing of coaching, right? It's not about me being the best volleyball player. It's that my players are the best volleyball players.
Well, that's true.
And that's what I just get. I paid a compliment to you. Congratulations. Why would you take it so? That was such a positive thing I gave you that you just turned around on me.
Does anybody think that that was positive?
I thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's great to have you.
You know who does? Ryan does.
Yeah, of course he does. Hey, great to have you here. Now, right hand.
Thank you. Oh, right. Okay.
Right hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a very serious question to ask you. So,
I don't believe
first
you.
of all, congratulations on being one of the last 16 teams playing. Shout out.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the environment. We're going to talk about the weekend that was. We're going to talk about the week that's coming. We're talking on a Monday because y'all are traveling. It's the crazy logistics time. All that aside, did you know that you have a pattern to your walk when you're talking to your team and you do the exact same amount of steps every time forward and backwards? I told you I was going to throw you off.
No,
I said to him.
I'm so concerned about you right now. That's all I'm thinking about.
I said to Coach Ulmer,
Your
I'm
poor
gonna ask
wife.
I'm going to
Your
ask you
poor
a
wife and
hard-hitting
kids.
question to start this off, and then
I would
that
say
was it.
I would say I'm not surprised by that information.
You are a creature of habit.
Yes, I am.
We know this
Yes.
already.
Yes.
But I've noticed it more and more this year that you have the same
Yes.
every time.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's your rhythm. You know,
Yeah.
you are somebody that
Consistency.
and you're
Consistency
constantly
is important.
You're constantly like humming and singing in your head, aren't you? Like you do that a lot.
A lot of times I do.
Yeah.
Right now it's a lot of Christmas music.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you have that tenor, you know, then that tempo.
Yeah, rhythm.
Rhythm.
It's about the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hair looks great today.
Have you really watched? Like,
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
He's not busy enough. That's what I
Hey,
just
Look, I am the first to admit, anyone who works with me knows how particular, and there's certainly a level of OCD for me. I'm well aware of that.
I just learned that.
runs in my family, so
Okay.
I've always been very
Good.
aware of it,
Yeah.
and just the observation, like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's, but it works, like, because you can take such long strides.
Yeah, I can.
You don't have to take a lot of steps to be able to get it back up and talk to
Efficient.
the team. You
I'm
are
nothing
efficient.
but efficient.
You are efficient.
Yeah.
Your team was pretty efficient
Thank you.
this
They were,
weekend.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm so thrown by you right now. That's great.
Don't worry, we're not done yet. When he leads off the interview saying best interview we've ever had was when you weren't here, I
didn't say it was
today.
when you weren't here.
No, you insinuated
I just said it was last week.
You insinuated
Well,
it.
I just can't control how you take things, you know?
Right,
I
but
just
you
give
can-
information.
But you're a teacher. You
The
know, your
team was
words
efficient.
matter.
The team was efficient.
The team was efficient. Hey, you got 2 wins. How was it at home?
We did. Yeah, really the crowd was into it. I love it. I love playoff volleyball.
There's nothing like it.
There really isn't. Yeah. And good student turnout. Fans were really into it. It's amazing to host playoff games at Matthew Knight. Again, it's just a goal for our team. I was really happy for them because that was something that they really wanted to do. You know, making it to the next round was something that they were really, you know, wanting to do, and they've done that. And you know, I love when they put their mind to something, they work for it, and they get it. And you know, that's what they've been able to do, and it's really something. It's not easy, you know. So I'm really happy for them.
And you guys have faced some adversity. I mean, like, to get to this point, you know,
Yeah.
you have faced some adversity and you've gotten through it. You got to be proud of your team.
I am. Yeah, they've handled. I mean, I think it's just the absolute right group for that first year in the Big Ten. Again, a lot of unknown, a lot of you know, the travel and just the logistics of things, and the lack of rhythm in the season. And I think some groups would really complain about it. You know, would have a hard time with it. Wouldn't be very resilient. But not this group. You know, they really just show up every day, really happy to be here, like genuinely happy to be here, really genuinely happy to get better. And really, they love being together. And so I really think it showed, you know, especially in that TCU match. I think it showed they really played with a lot of joy, a lot of pride, a lot of purpose, you know, and they put TCU on their heels and really probably played our 2 best sets of the year in the third and fourth sets.
Well, I mean, you talk about peaking at the right time. You know,
That's what we hope.
You feel like you're doing that.
Well, again, I think all season, hopefully, I've been consistent in my message of what we're going to need to do to be successful this time of year. You know, and there's been times where we've learned the fun way and the hard way. And I thought, you know, again, in High Point, the first round, you know, we kind of reverted back to the habits we've been trying to get away from. And I think the TCU match, I'm trying to remember, it was the first time I feel like this season where we really were down and we came back. I feel like we've been up and fallen apart a little bit, you know, but this was the time. And that's really what champions do. They keep going and they keep getting better. You know, so I was just, again, that was a really great growing moment. Really, really happy for them. And there's a lot of players on our team that have never won a playoff game.
Yeah.
And that really is just, that's something special about that. And so for them to win 2 and just to see their faces and the legitimate, like, child joy of celebrating, you know, after you make it to the Sweet 16 was just a really, really fun thing for this coach.
So we were talking about that actually before we pressed record, and we, you know, obviously there's clearly a lot of shenanigans. Yes, we're aware, but such a cool thing that you brought up as a coach, like just to see in their careers, right? And in the era that we're in college athletics, they transfer to a place like Oregon. I imagine this is a big reason why, right? And so for all of those individuals, I just want to zero in on that with you a little bit. Like, that's such a rewarding thing for them, and I bet for the recruiting process, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was after, I can't remember which match. It was High Point or TCU, and we're in the.
They run together.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And we're in the media room, and Oni's next to me, so it might have been TCU, and you know, and for me, like, not that it's old hat, but it's like we've had consistent success where we've been able to do this, you know, and so it's not my first time,
right?
But to hear, like, Oni, it was Mackenzie the first after beating High Point, and like I was pretty upset because we didn't execute well in the thirds, you know, all the things that I say, you know. And then they ask her.
You expect perfection.
Yeah, and then they ask her a question. She's like, "That was just great," and I'm so happy, and all these things. And I'm like, "Oh man!" Like, yeah, perspective. You know, it was really, but it was like it was so innocent and sweet and perfect, and it was right. You know,
yeah.
And then Oni, same thing after TCU, like just really what it meant to her. And again, why I fight so hard for these guys is because at the end of the year, you want them to get these memories.
Yes.
You know, and so for them, that's a memory that they'll have forever. You know, winning that first and second round, and you know, putting your name on the on the bracket and the whole thing and the.
I mean, even Colby getting to do that.
Love that.
Right? Like,
love it. Yeah, a bigger role for her this year, and for her, and she performed so well against TCU. I was really happy for her. Again, just so many different performances, but yes, just like that genuine, what college sports is all about, what sports is about, coming together as a team, doing something bigger than yourself, doing it for other people. This group has totally personified that.
Consistency in messaging. Right? We were talking about that a second ago.
And walk.
That too.
Right.
Just consistency. Maybe just consistency.
Yes.
We like consistency with Oregon Volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer. Quick timeout. We're going to come back more with the Duck Volleyball head coach after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Jan from Toyota here, live with some big news. Toyotathon is on. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 6th. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Jan from Toyota here, live with some big news. Toyotathon is on. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 6th. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son?
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack with you in the Country Financial Studio. Oregon Volleyball on ESPN2 tomorrow at 12:30. Ducks taking on Pittsburgh in the NCAA tournament. Sweet 16 round for Oregon Volleyball. Part 2 of our conversation with Matt Ulmer as the Ducks get ready to continue their postseason run. That point in the year where you have not been shy about talking about, hey, this is what it takes. These are the goals of this team. Now you're here, So do you feel like they're walking the walk, I guess? Because it's one thing to have all of this. And I don't know, do you feel like your team's where you want them to be heading into this week?
I mean, the answer is we're never where I want us to be.
Yeah. But okay, now let me back up. Now therein lies the point, right?
Yeah, right.
There's always something to keep getting better.
I mean, so for us, to go play Pittsburgh now, who's been the best team in the country all year, to go beat them at their place, we are going to have to execute at a higher level. We cannot give away as many points as we've given away. Again, I thought the third and fourth set against TCU, we applied so much pressure and we were so clean on our side that version of us will be successful against anybody.
Yep.
But we've also seen the other side of us. So, yeah, I don't know. I never know what we're going to get, and that's part of the fun, and that's why we watch, and that's why we play the games. But this group knows what they need to do. They know that they're capable of doing it. Now can they go out there and just go point for point?
Yeah. Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach. So all the way back to start the season, you open against Pitt.
Yeah.
Have consistently, they've been really good. How are they the same and different from the team we saw at Matthew Knight Arena to the team that you're going to face this week?
Yeah, I mean, a big reason why they're number one is because they've been the most consistent. And they've had the same roster, same lineup the whole year. They've been able to stay away from injuries. They've just had the same group. And coming off of last year, I mean, they had those same players, so they've just been able to just keep going with what they do, and they do it really well. Things I'm talking about, how efficient they are, and they don't give points away. Like, you're going to have to go out there and score 24 points if you want to win to 25, I mean, that's what you're going to have to do against them. And that can't be intimidating, or that can't be paralyzing, that you're going to have to, play at that type of level. So, again, for us, what a great opportunity. We are familiar with what they do because we played them last year, we played them this year, but we also know how good they are and what it's going to take on our end.
12:30 on Thursday, televised on ESPN2, Oregon Volleyball against Pittsburgh as the round of 16 is here upon us. One thing you also haven't shied away from is scheduling games like that, scheduling opponents like Pitt to open the season. I know that that's been a calculated effort to prepare for these environments. Here's one of those environments where it can pay off.
And we played the 3 of the 1 seeds, right? 3 of the 4 1 seeds we played. So we have a good idea of what this thing is, you know. And again, I think that really helps in the messaging to the team of they know, what it's going to take, where we've done well and then where we have to continue to grow. And, I expect that they will continue to give their best effort.
I hope that you can hear all of the support from here in Eugene, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're free, come on out to Pittsburgh. I mean, it's a quick drive.
Quick drive. Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, get on a plane, whatever you want to do. Just get out there. I'm sure it's nice this time of year.
Yeah.
So, sunny.
Yes.
And they're by water, yes? So
Sure.
So it'll be really good.
Yeah. They're by a type.
It's a vacation.
They are by a body of water.
It's a vacation.
Yes.
Really. It's a destination.
Right.
And then little volleyball there.
It's a volleyball destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Ulmer's
See
the
you in
Oregon
Pitt.
Volleyball head coach. I do need to ask you a little bit about just the support all season long. I wish that we were talking about previewing at Matthew Knight Arena.
Yeah.
Next year.
Sure.
Right? But this season continues now on the road. We've talked about all the things to prepare for. But, man, the support, the continued growth of this fan base, just a chance to talk about it.
I think just how consistent, and again, to me, we've been in gyms where there'll be thousands more people, but this place has the passion, and it just feels, you just feel like you have like a warm embrace the whole time you're playing. And that's because I feel like our fans have really engaged with our players. They really follow what's going on. They're following each step of the way. Again, been so consistent that it really makes for a great opportunity for our players and very memorable. So thank you so much to the fans for making this one of the best home courts in the country. And again, the growth has been great. Hopefully, we can just continue to do that.
Double or nothing next year for that average attendance for Green Bay.
I was really hoping.
I was too.
I was hoping.
But we got closer. We got closer to that average number.
That's true.
It was 10th in the nation last year. We'll see where it all shakes out this year for average attendance. And it went up this year.
Yes, it did. And we broke our attendance record.
That's right.
I know. That's pretty awesome.
So
shattered it, actually.
So we're all hoping that old man Greenbeard.
That's right.
Will make his.
Just getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll double down with you for next year.
Tomorrow might be more green covering gray.
Right.
So maybe I'll just keep it. I don't know.
The gray looks good though.
Thanks.
Yeah, it does. You know it does. Don't even try.
I don't know. I don't even know how many steps I take when I walk, back and forth. How do I know about that?
You will now.
Now I do, yeah.
I want to apologize because now I know at some point during like either practice or a match you're going to think about it and go,
No.
I hate Joey.
I'll just own it.
Good.
Yeah, I'll own
it.
Yeah.
There's a rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I believe you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Send me the film.
Oh no, there's plenty of film. I don't need to send a thing. Just watch the watch the game camera and you'll just see every time. It's great.
I love it.
It's so good.
I'm really so concerned for you.
Also, I mean, like every volleyball coach, you're very good at the use the clipboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want them to see. They keep trying. The other team, they're always trying to see what I'm going to say.
Stealing some signals.
Yeah.
It's part of sports.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is fun.
Keys to success, what's it going to take?
Oh, our best selves. Yeah. Again, it's that time of year. I mean, it's really it's a special time when you can just see what you're made of,
Sure.
And we talked about last week in the best interview about what it's going to take, and that's about being tough, and it's consistent toughness, and that's physical, emotional, mental. I mean, you're really going to get pushed in the playoffs, and again, we get a chance to go to Pitt, to the number one, who's again playing their best ball. And we've gone to Minnesota before when we were 15-2, and they were hosting and the whole deal. And why we won that is because we were tougher. and that's what it's going to take here. And so we'll see if we're up for that. You okay?
Best interview. He just had to.
This one was really good, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really good. Top 5, probably.
Matt Ulmer,
Yeah.
the Oregon volleyball head
Top
coach. In all seriousness, thanks for taking the time. I know it's a crazy week of logistics, and we sure appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you. So much.
Safe travels.
So much. Love you.
They're already in Pittsburgh. They traveled safe. Always fun catching up with Matt Ulmer. When we come back and hear a little bit from the newest head coach in the Oregon ranks, Tracy Joyner, new Oregon women's soccer head coach, coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Duck Insider continues from the Country Financial Studios in 1 minute on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now, so good to see you.
We are back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. We haven't yet had the chance to play Tracy Joyner's introductory press conference, new Oregon soccer head coach. So much football going on, and I wanted to make sure that we got to it today. I said we'd get to it yesterday, and, well, then we had some shenanigans yesterday. Tracy Joyner, the Oregon soccer head coach, meeting with the media for the first time.
Great. Hi, I'm Tracy Joyner. I'm so excited to be a part of the Duck family and really looking forward to getting started here. It's been amazing to be here. Eugene's incredible. The campus, the facilities, everything is beautiful. And the ceiling is very, very high, and the future is very promising for women's soccer.
What were the things that immediately attracted you to this job?
Probably that this should be a nationally, ranked team, and something that's, incredibly relevant is just how, the prospect of what this program can achieve was highly desirable. I think that Oregon soccer is just, the ceiling is so high and the potential is so great. With the right people, the right staff, the right resources, the sky's the limit.
Coach, can you go back to that initial phone call you received from Oregon, and was it an immediate yes?
In my mind, it was an immediate yes. It was actually the call to initially, start this process was right after my last season's loss. So it was really good for me to get out of that funk. But just the future of soccer here is incredible. So, Oregon's somewhere that I've always had my eye on, is just being a major contender, and with Like I said, so much potential, and there's just a really big opportunity to be a powerhouse here. So really, really excited to get started.
What are the keys to helping a program take next steps in your mind? You've been successful in that, so how have you executed that? What's the task here?
I think winning the margins. I think there's a lot of talented programs, obviously, across the country. Women's soccer is growing here exponentially. So for me, it's about building the right environment, founded on trust, respect, love for each other, belief, positivity, and optimism. So I'm really excited to bring my own brand of that. I feel like I'm a really energetic, passionate person. I love coaching. I love soccer. I love my teams. And just, really looking forward to starting here and, building that foundation and seeing where this goes.
Have you had a chance to talk to some of the Oregon players and what kind of that conversation has been like with them?
Yeah, I got to meet the team this morning. It was great. We had, just really good energy. I think they were a little nervous at first, and so was I, of course, getting to know each other. But they started asking really great questions. We talked a lot about, the vision for the program and what I feel like are the difference makers in between, teams that have a lot to prove and teams that are highly successful. So really the message from me this morning to the players was we get the opportunity to start fresh. We get the opportunity to build what we want to build and make it ours. I empower the student athletes to be a part of that, creating a value system that we feel really good about. I like players that feel like they have a lot of autonomy in decision making, and really just building something special here. It's just a unique opportunity, not just for me as a coach, but for the players and for the program.
What style of play would you say your teams are characterized at, and how do you feel like that will adapt in the Big Ten?
Style of play is winning. So I think I do whatever is necessary. For me, it's about building the right relationships with players, finding the right 11 players to be on the field at the right time, and, getting depth and big personalities. I really like big personalities, whether that's leading by example or by voice or performance. So style of play, I think I just look for ways to exploit teams and build a system and make decisions based off how to best get the desired outcome.
Tracy Joyner coming from UC Davis, the new women's soccer head coach here at the University of Oregon. We actually, as part of her welcome to Oregon, sat down here in the studio and recorded an interview that we'll have for you later this week. Her first time in the Country Financial studio, she did good on the 2-minute life story. She did well. It was a good start for the 2-minute life story tradition with Tracy Joyner. That does it for us today. Jason Harris, thank you for coming in with some ticket updates. It's a busy day. Rose Bowl tickets are sold out. As Jason walked into the studio, said, just got word that tickets are sold out. Shout out to Duck fans everywhere. Now, what does that mean for fans who are like, well, if I didn't get tickets, how do I do it? Ticketmaster is going to be your best way. There will be some on the secondary market, some from the general Rose Bowl pool. Those will be available. Encourage you to do that so that we see all of you down in Pasadena. Don't know who the Ducks are playing yet. Tennessee, Ohio State, we'll see. December 21st, they'll play in Columbus, and we'll find out. On tomorrow's show, covering a whole lot of ground with Mike Jorgensen. Jorgie's going to join us. See you tomorrow.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a